Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I am working with the November Hip Kit Club kits, and this is a 12 Days of Giving blog hop, day 10. And I am using this cut file that was designed by me, which is pretty exciting for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting with some white cardstock, and then I'm using the Distress Oxide that comes in the color kit. It's called Twisted Citron. And I'm just using a blending tool and then sometimes just actually putting the ink pad right on the paper to put it on the top portion of my paper. Now here what you're seeing me do is use some packaging and add some of the ink pad, put the ink pad right onto the packaging and add some water. And then I'm using my blending tool, a little bit of the packaging technique. I think I even get out a brush at some point. But mainly what I'm trying to do is I want it to look kind of watercolor toward the bottom so that doesn't look like a brush, it's not a straight line, and yet I also want it to fade out just a little bit. So then next I grabbed the stencil that also comes in the kit, and you'll see what I started to use there was a baby wipe because I thought maybe if I could wipe off some of the oxide, but I didn't end up being able to do that. It just didn't work for me the way that I wanted. So then I decided, okay, well, instead of taking it off, I'll add some more on. So I'm using that blending tool and I'm adding, just for some texture, a few different snowflakes kind of to the background, or one snowflake really to the background. Some of them are lighter, some of them are a little bit darker, and you don't end up really being able to see them in the end, but that wasn't really my goal. It was mostly just to add a little bit more interest to the background. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to start adding some things off camera. I went ahead and I cut some candy canes out and the title out. You see them all there, and I'm backing them with this red paper that came in the kit. One side of it is more red and one is red and white striped. And so I used both sides and put it on the back of all of these, and also the candy cane part of the title. And then off camera, and I thought my camera was running, I went ahead and stitched lines from the very, very top to each of the candy canes so they look like they're hanging from a thread. And that is in gold thread, which is awesome. And I didn't even have to rethread it. It totally worked. So now I'm taking that same Distress ink, the Distress Oxide Twisted Citron that comes in the color kit, and I am doing the bottom half of the word wishes. Also, I thought my camera was rolling when I grabbed a couple of cards, and to be honest, I'm not sure if they're from the Project Life kit or if they're from the December Documented kit, but I grabbed one that has some red stripes on it and one that has some of the green stripes on it. And then I grabbed some of the labels off of the sticker sheet. And now I'm using these. These are like fake leather, like pleather stickers. And I used a couple of different stars from that. I used puffy stickers on this. And I used a bunch of phrase stickers, all from the sticker kit. I also use a couple of puffy stickers that are candy canes down in the bottom left corner. I used a few of these I cut out. In fact, this one that I am fussy cutting out right now, I don't end up using, but you'll see on the final product that I did use a couple of labels from this black and white label sheet. It actually, on the other side, is a wood grain paper. And then this side is a bunch of black and white labels. And I just liked the pops of black and white. So that sticker sheet that you see there was where I got several of the phrase stickers. I also, oh wait, actually I was incorrect. The label sheet does not have the wood grain on the back. The one that has the wood grain on the back has some of the black with white text, like that I'm messing with down there in the bottom left corner. Some of those came from that. So in the just above my photo here, I'm adding just some foam to the back of my photo to give it a little bit of dimension, but Behind my photo there, there is a little square that I really wanted to use and I don't end up using. And you'll see me put it back, I think, again, and then I take it off. These are some exclusive wood veneer items that have gold elements on them that I used. Um, I used several of the stars and a Christmas tree and then that phrase right there too. Many of the phrases on this have something to do with magic because I really felt like this was a picture taken the Christmas Eve last year, and my daughter is in her Christmas Eve pajamas. She always gets some pajamas that she opens first on Christmas Eve, and she wears those to bed. And they look like candy canes, which is how I got my title. And then she's wearing those, and she's just the look on her face in this photo is her anticipating Santa, and the whole magic of Christmas is very apparent, I feel like, in this photograph. So what you're seeing me do here is I'm gluing everything down. I'm adding a little bit of tangled gold thread behind things. There you can see a little bit of a look at that, the cards that I used behind the photograph there. And then as you see, I'm putting some heavy things on top after I have glued some things down because they just didn't want to stay. So, like that right there, that orange container right there is what I just leave that on my desk and I put trash in it as I'm working on a layout so that I don't end up with trash all over my desk as I'm working. I don't always make it in there, but for the most part, I usually will end up making all of those, all of that trash end up in there so that I don't have to, when I do cleanup, I don't have to do cleanup quite as, it makes cleanup a little bit easier. Anyway, so I decide, right here I'm putting down the candy cane wishes, and then I end up actually popping candy cane up off the page, just like my photograph here. In a minute you'll see that. I've also added one of the buttons, the flare buttons that come with the kit. I add that in place of that square element that I was thinking about using, and then here comes the sequins. I end up adding 3 or 4 pieces of red sequins to this layout. This, I know I've said it in like the last 3 videos that I've done, but the sequence is fantastic in this kit, and it comes in the December documented kit, and I have used it on every single layout I've made so far with these November kits. And I still have lots left. I also still have lots of the kit left. A lot of the kit is left. I got all the kits, of course, but because I couldn't resist, and I still have a lot left. But I'm doing December daily, and so I'm using the December documented kit mostly for that, and then some other items from my stash. And so, because I have a lot of Christmas things, and so I'm using a lot of those things for December documented. Hopefully I don't know if I'll make a video, but hopefully I'll blog that at some point. So I'm getting close to being done here. I'm adding some foam adhesive behind candy cane, and then I think I add the date off camera. I glue, but this is pretty much what it ends up looking like in the end. And in the close-ups, I promise you'll be able to see a little bit better what the thread looks like as it's coming down and is attached to each of those candy canes. And then you can kind of see a little bit better also down there, that puppy sticker, that tree puppy sticker, and some of the phrases that I used on this layout. You'll be able to see those a little bit better in the close-ups as well. So that's just about it. I hope you click on my blog in the description. And also, this is a blog hop, so visit the Hip Kit Club blog, as well as if you visit my blog, you'll also see a link there to the kits and to the Hip Kit blog, and then also to the next person on the list. And you will see Michelle's layout, which is fantastic. You're going to love that. She used the same cut file. So I really enjoyed designing this cut file. It was really fun, and I hope if you use it that you might tag me on Instagram or whatever social media, because I would love to see how you end up using it. Off camera, I did add a few splatters of Shimmers ink that was in Citron. And that's about it. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video.